Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day, wherein I am wearing a shapeless burlap sack of a shirt that makes me look like the main character in the movie The Whale. I promise you, even though I don't have the kind of shape that's wonderful, but neither am I just a gigantic circular sphere of a person either. Joyous days. Anyway, it's supposed to be cooler today, cool this morning, high-ish 70s, and then down to a much lower degree. So, yay on that. That's a very good thing. Thumbs up. There are, on a spider report sort of thing, fewer spiders outside much this year, but I talked about how there are 60% fewer insects than there used to be back when I was a kid. That's going to mean 60% fewer spiders now, isn't it? And now that I am no longer arachnophobic, I want spiders around. And there are no spiders in the window at the moment, which kind of makes me sad, so joy on that. I am using my arms a little bit because use it or lose it. This arm hurts so much today. I had muscle spasms while I was sleeping and it yanked my arm off the pillow, and ow, ow, ow. This arm, I haven't been doing anything to really irritate it. That doesn't matter. The compression, because of just the bone growing in, oh man, just touching right here hurts, where the nerve goes right through and such. Oh boy, so it feels like someone smacked me right up here, hard. It hurts. I keep leaning forward, my apologies. I'm gonna try and move my pillow down lower. But it hurts there, it hurts here. Life is great that way. So I talked with my sister yesterday after I tried looking. I don't know why it hasn't done that all morning. All morning. I have been here for over an hour and some. It has not had any issues with the USB port. I'm recording. Now it does. So, there are some things that are said that sometimes I'm ADHD, so squirrel. Maybe I'll get back to my original topic, maybe not. But there are things that ancient science fiction writers said back like in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that still apply today, and they can still be said. Some things are really known, some things not. The writer Larry Niven had a statement in his stuff that was oh my god, it's the something of the inanimate tends towards the maximum. The perversity, thank you brain, the perversity of the inanimate tends towards the maximum, which is true. How often have you seen shots of like people throwing something, turning their backs, and then the thing they've thrown bounces and smacks them on the back of the head? What are the odds? The perversity of the inanimate tends towards the maximum. Like when I had plugged in a fan over there. It's kind of a loose cord, but I plugged it in, and because I was leaning over, the only part of my body that was near the cord I had just plugged in was my hand and arm. And as I was standing up, I touched nothing. But when I stood up and turned toward the fan was dying. And when I looked down toward the ground, the cord was 8 inches away from the plug I had put it into. I had not touched it, but it was loose enough that the weight of the cord itself had pulled it out of the wall as I was standing up. Has that ever happened to me before? No. The perversity of the inanimate tends towards the maximum. So yeah, another one that has stuck around that people really hear a lot and I see online and such is 90% of everything is crap. That is Sturgeon's Law from the ancient writer. I say ancient because, pre-2000s. He wrote that. That was a big part of his work, and he said it a lot. And yeah, that's Sturgeon's Law. 90% of everything is crap. The thing is, that's not a bad thing. That's just how life is. There's only so much premium. There's only so much really good. Most everything is the lower stuff, and that's not bad. You can't get the higher stuff without this, because everything is still standing on someone else's shoulders. Now, can I get back to what I was originally talking about? Talking with my sister about apartments. After I had gone online and looked for apartments, and only two places in town have apartments where you can have a cat, any pet. But two places. One of them has an apartment that's only 300 square feet. Now, 500 square feet is, I think, approximately what my housemate's master bedroom has been. It's got a room for a bed, there's room for walking around and stuff, it's got its own bathroom. It's a pretty good size. It's like this room and the other room. So, yeah, in fact, that's exactly what it is. It's about that size, is 500 square feet. This is a little bit more than half of that. This is about room for my bed, my stuff to be stacked, and then no more room. 500 square feet, I could probably do. So any studio I'm looking for is 500 square feet. But the others were such, I can't remember what the other restriction was, but it was such that I can't do it. So great on that, but my sister was looking through all sorts of various places. I was trying to follow along and see what was going on. There were some of them, one place looked kind of okay. It's like a rental house or room, but then you see it's part of a house, and it's a lot of money for this really small part of the house, and you have to pay for absolutely everything. And because it's a part of another house, you have to get a post office box because there's no independent mail service for this part of the house, which means it's not what they list as the price, because if you want mail, you need a post office box. And I had one of the cheapest ones, and my box had started to cost, which is why I had to get rid of it, about $200 every 6 months. Add that on top of the price of the room or house, however they designated it, I cannot remember, but that's expensive. So, oh boy. So I am worried because I have to take my kitty cat with me. She's 20 years old. I can't give her up to a shelter. No one will adopt her. They will euthanize her. I'm a cat person. I love cats. I don't want to give her up to a shelter where she's likely to be euthanized because she's old. Plus, I love cats, and I have bonded emotionally with her. I am a cat person as well as a hamster/rodent person, but I am a total cat person. Plus, the history with me and Amelia, because I and my wife had a cat that I can't even remember what this cat was, who it was, and such. I have no memories of who this cat was, but we had a cat that was pregnant, and it had kittens while my wife was in the hospital, and I was being emotionally devastated. I was spending time in the hospital. I couldn't take care of the kittens and the mother, and she had to go outside but couldn't, and I couldn't clean up after all of this. I had to get rid of the cats. My in-laws came down. I handed over the kittens and the mother. They took care of them, And so they had all these new kittens. Later on, I and my wife moved to Olympia after her heart surgery had healed up enough, and then we spent a year there. And then we moved from Olympia to Shelton, right across the street from our in-laws, whom we had given guardianship of our children to. So our children were being raised with at least a mother-father figure, even though they were less than ideal mother-father figures. But when you have nothing or this, we went with this. So they had people to take care of them while I was fixating and taking care of my wife. After that, we moved in. Amelia started coming over and spending time with us, and she would just sleep on our furniture during the day and spend time and then go back over across the street. And then after my wife had died and I moved into their garage, Amelia would come down there and spend time and sleep in there with me. She had chosen me. They would always come down, the in-laws and others, asking, is Amelia down here? Because, yeah, she spent so much time with me. They wondered where she had gone. And then when I moved, she came with me. So Amelia has been with me for not the full 20 years, but I have been around her for a lot of those 20 years. So there is an emotional bond, yeah. Let me check what else I have over here. Oh, one of the things real quick is there is the movie Song of the South that was done by Disney. It's an incredibly racist film, and Disney tries to pretend it doesn't happen. They're never going to reissue it. This, of course, makes it a very loved film in things like the MAGA movement here in the United States, because in the movie, I'm not going to use any of the vernacular of anything, but those people know their place, and so it's a good movie. My parents went full MAGA in the end before they died, and I hate any of the MAGA leadership and such because they stole my parents from me. I still kept in contact. I still talked with them, but much less often, and when I did, it was I had to steer away from certain subjects because, yeah, they fully believed that they could make America great again like it had been in the 1950s. We could protect democracy and the United States if we only just installed Donald Trump as, dictator for life, and we killed all the brown people. And that would make it perfect just like it was in the 1950s. I've never understood that thinking, but there we are. And because that's the way they went, they sent me that movie as a DVD. I have that DVD now. The thing is, when I was a kid, I saw that movie in theaters. A lot of the songs on that DVD I can remember parts of and go along with the lyrics. Some of the songs I fully remember. I have that DVD now as a memory of my parents. Now the thing was, I never saw this when I was younger. My stepfather, was a Navy person, World War II. He fought against this stuff. My mother raised me to be egalitarian in that you don't not egalitarian, but you don't look at skin color and such. You look at people as people. Now, we didn't have a lot of non-white people where we lived. It's still incredibly white. But I was not raised to be a racist person. or a bigoted person about anything. So watching my parents in the end become everything they had told me not to be was just painful. So let me see if there's anything else I have here. I'm not going to get to my creative setting sort of front, hopefully tomorrow, where my story about the Tonasket Valley, Tonasket City stuff isn't over. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was the whole unreliable narrator thing, because it reminded me of something that I had read like 10 years and back or such. But while I was watching Twitter, somebody had posted something about unreliable narrators, or I had watched it in a video. ADHD, I can't remember. But it's like, remember when you're reading something or watching something or listening to something, the antagonist might be completely lying. The protagonist may be completely lying. Everybody else who's talking in the story may be completely lying. The writer themselves may be lying. The narrator might be a part of the story, but doesn't let you know, and are an unreliable narrator. The actual publishers can be unreliable narrators. The writers are unreliable narrators. This one I want to really talk about here, because older comic books talked about this. Now, when I was younger, I was one of those I really wanted canon in my comic books and media types. You know, if this person wore a red shirt on this day and you ever think about it later, oh, they better have that red shirt. That's no longer really true. Now, one of the things that they even talked about in an older comic book, in the Legion of Superheroes comic book from DC Comics, they had flight belts, flight rings, flight whatever at the time, so that every character could fly. And as an editorial note, I can't of course remember exactly what it says, paraphrasing, but they said, of course, nobody's wearing flight rings. This is an analogy, a metaphor to use in the story, because the science they use, we have no direct one-to-one for. So to make the story work without it looking like magic, we give them flight rings. So right there, because the editor has to come in and clarify, that there shows you the writers are going to lie to you. Every time the person who could be not telling the truth, they are given license to lie. The bad guy has license to lie. The good guy has license to lie. The narrator has a license to lie. The writer themselves has a license to lie. Canon? No. Somebody was lying. The real truth is this. So thumbs up on that. It also there was another point that came into my head while I was talking about it, but hey, squirrel, and I couldn't remember long enough to talk about it. But it was still about the whole unreliable narrator thing, and the whole publishers and writers and talkers can be just unreliable narrators. I mean, the editors put themselves in as characters when they have to put in editor's notes to explain something. So thumbs up. And half the editorial notes, of course, were just the writer, which makes the writer even more unreliable, because they're really lying to you, because it's not the editor doing it, it's just the writer. Thumbs up for that too. Checking my time, 19 minutes. I have been going up to 30 minutes. And do you want to see more of that, or you do want to keep me cutting it here? I know there's very few people that actually watch these, and I appreciate absolutely every one of you that does. So thank you much if you watch anything. Thank you much, especially if you watch this far. Thank you if you watch to the end. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Today I'm going to cut this one short. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the actual creative setting for anyone that really wants to hear it. So thumbs up and thank you much. And yeah, yesterday I was so depressed and wiped out I couldn't even do a game video. I don't do game videos because I know people are going to watch them. I don't do game videos because I know I'm going to make something go viral, because none of these are true. I am largely making game videos just for habit and routine. So I have some pillars of stability in an exceptionally unstable life right now. So one of the reasons I do it is just for that. And I have just been so over here, I haven't been able to. So yay. And of course, thank you each and every one of my Patreon patrons. I was going to change the list up here today to thank the more particular people, but it was just, it's hard to write. I'm waving my arms in the air much more than I should, but again, it's use it or lose it, hurting or not. So yay. I just gotta not use it so much. I irritate everything even worse. But thank you each and every one of you. And thank you everybody who has donated to my PayPal in the past. Thank you every person who has donated to my GoFundMe. It is appreciated to no end. Thumbs up and thank you all. Now I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. First, I'm getting rid of the spotlight. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And I'm going to be counting sort of over here. I'm not really able to concentrate enough. I feel like my brain has turned into oatmeal lately. I can barely think. I'm just... I worry about dementia. And lately I'm really worried, but I'm really depressed. That affects memory. I'm really stressed. That affects memory. There are a whole bunch of things going on that directly affect memory. So I shouldn't feel like I'm actually becoming demented. But of course, I'm a worrier. So we have Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up, thank you. And I love all these new boomer shooters coming out with the quality of life features and such. They are great. We have Ryan Don't Like You, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. There is Floramu, greatly, greatly appreciated. And Hot Kitchen to you too. We have St. Vincent 9L, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. We have AMADEOTHEBEN, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. There is Kryptonite, thumbs up and thank you. Then we have Dark Line, thumbs up and thank you much for the advice. There is Big Dog 517. I never know when numbers are part of usernames or not anymore because they're always there. Thank you very, very much. And there is Lucid Clarity. Appreciated very, very much. Adonis Rivera, greatly appreciated. Always good to see you as well. Then there is Thick Turkish Thighs. Ooh. After all, thick thighs save lives. Then, thank you very, very much. And Fluffy Big Butt, greatly appreciated. TERCIO Sonic, greatly appreciated. And I do have a Patreon. So, thumbs up and greatly appreciated. There is got my tongue. EMELIERIVERA. I'm trying to speak like a normal human being, and I can't. My appreciation, though. Thumbs up and thank you. There is Attic, greatly appreciated. Zelos Dash, and then a whole bunch of numbers. Thumbs up. There is Hen, greatly appreciated. And I do my best. I am trying to make there are a lot of places online where you never know what's going to happen. I do try to be ally, safe space, community, all that sort of thing. So greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Jason Cunningham. Hopefully you will see this. It is good to see you in the comments. And I would love to do Dead Island again, but with a dead Xbox, life is life though. So thumbs up and good to see you. There is Chris, greatly appreciated. Always good to see you in the comments. RJ Mitchell. I have no idea what my hands are doing. I don't know what my numbers are, but it is always good to see you in the comments. Says, and then there's Armadillo. Thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Larry from Space. Thumbs up and thank you very, very much. JAYY, I'm not quite sure if it was from yesterday or today, but I'll count it. So thumbs up and thank you. Each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. Greatly, greatly appreciated. A definite thumbs up. I say got to, but that's like saying should. I'm going to get my phone wherever I've got it, and at 9 o'clock call this one place in town. While they do have a listing that's open, I may have to, if they accept me, and I doubt it, there's probably a ton of people have already applied. Doesn't look like there's an application fee, but because of my credit history and stuff, I'm never going to be able to pass an application thing. So this one doesn't appear to have an application fee, and I got a call done today to see what's going on, and even if that's out, hey, at least put them in me in their mind. So let's hope that works. Yay! Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. My apologies. That's not shaking anything loose. Great. But still, you take care. Have a great day today. You know, it's not going to do that for the rest of the day once I'm done recording. And no part of this am I actually using the computer to let it know I'm recording. But that's what's going to happen. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Now, of course, I have to turn this on so I can turn this all off. Put my hand in the proper high contrast position. Since I am so pasty white, I almost glow in the dark. My daughter is so white, she is nearly transparent. So, see you on the flip side.